Okay, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com on Charlie 2. I'm talking about my new friend Charlie. And anyway, so he told me he lives in this town by Hong Kong. And so I thought in my mind, I thought, good, I can go to Hong Kong, leave the country, and then get my passport, visa, and everything done. Come back, I got 2 more months. That's what my thinking. So then, and I asked him if he can take me there. And he said, yeah, we'll go there. And he says, you in a hurry? I go, no, I'm in no hurry. So no big deal. So anyway, so we saw the gal that sells and he says we're going to see the girl that sells sauna equipment. I was like, well, that's good. And then he says he also does stones. And I, so in my mind, I'm thinking sauna equipment, and the only stones that I know are those black, like river stones that they warm up and they put on people for saunas. And so that's, I'm thinking, something about stones. And so we got, we came back to Kunming, and we got a hotel room. And even though I got an apartment, he said, no, we're going to get this hotel room that's close to the girl. And we're going to go see the girl the next day. And I said, okay, no problem. So I stayed in the hotel room. I don't remember if I made a video of that hotel room. But anyway, we stayed in the hotel room. And then, like I say, we kept talking. And he explains the traveler. He travels around. And he's been on the road for 100 days. And he travels all over China. This trip, he was all over Western China, and he was on his way back to Hong Kong, which is more like the southeastern part of China. And so, and we're just trying to get to know each other. And I tell him, and I'm trying to, because he doesn't know me, and so I'm trying to let him know what I do, the travel companion, and he already saw me do the Hoi Chi, and but this type of stuff. So, but anyway, the next morning, he said, "Do you know how to drink Chinese tea?" And I said, "No, but you can show me." Like I say, I don't know nothing. And if somebody says, you know how to use chopsticks, I'll say no, because I want to see what they're going to do, see if it's something different than what I do. And I didn't know. I thought Chinese tea. I had restaurants. We have Chinese tea, so it's no big deal. And so he started explaining to me the differences in tea and the tea that we had. The tea we had was the best tea in the world, according to him. And I forgot how many thousands of yen it cost for, I don't know how many kilograms, or I don't know none of that stuff, but very, very expensive. And then he also had some other teas that he picked up when he was out in the mountains of Western China. And these are teas that are way up in the mountains and only come out a certain time of the year, and he was made a point to be there at the right time of the year to get this tea. And very, very expensive. And it's good for different stuff. And he started going through all these different things, and I don't know any of this stuff. So, so I don't remember. If I can remember all this stuff, I can remember a language. If I can remember words, I can remember a language. So, like I said, that's why I can't remember all this stuff. So anyway, he started showing me how to do tea, and there's a certain way to do it, and you put it in a pot, and a certain way you pour it, all kinds of things. There's a whole thing on it. I'm not even going to try to make a video about that. I'm not going to. But anyway, so here he is making tea, and just like me. If I say something, get ready, because it's going to be nothing like you're thinking. And that's what it was. Talking about the tea, it wasn't the education about the different kinds of tea. It was the education of what to watch for when somebody drinks the tea, their mannerisms, the way their eyes, where their eyes go, how they drink the tea. All these things, you watch this person and it tells you about this person. And when you drink the tea, you do it for business deals. You do it for relationships. You drinking the tea is a very big thing, and the way you do it it was amazing. And so after that, what do? We go over and we pick up the sauna gal, and she takes us over to another gal, and this other gal has jades and all different kinds of stuff. And so what do? We went to the back room, and they started with the tea. Whoa, tea! And so I am lucky that he showed me the proper mannerisms to drink tea, because I looked good. And I did it right, and the women were amazed. The one woman served the tea, and the other woman was the sauna lady, and they couldn't believe that I had, because I'm not Chinese, and how could I do this so well? And so what I always, one of the things that I do, I guess I've never talked about this before, but I say part of serving others is you make other people look good. I try not to, I don't like to get all the attention, and I do. It's because my lifestyle is so different. A lot of times when I go to parties and stuff, the attention will come to me, but I try to stay away from it. But I try to give other people the attention and the glory and all this kind of stuff, Because I say I'm not needing friends. I'm okay. I got enough friends. So, and I don't look to impress people. Like I say, and that's what I was explaining to Charlie when we were coming. I said, if I'm going to go with him, I'm going to go with him with the idea of a travel companion. And then I explained to him what a travel companion does. And one of the things a travel companion does is he makes the other person look good. And so they would focus on me and my mannerisms on tea, and then I would explain. Charlie is an expert when it comes to tea. He taught me what to do, how to do it. And then all this, so this is the way it went. Now, after that, we went to eat, and every time you eat, it's a big thing. And so here now it's two guys and two women, and we're eating and we're making a big thing about that. And then we got done with that, we walk around. That's one thing I noticed, the Chinese, after they eat, they walk around. They walk around a lot anyway, but I noticed they do it after they eat. So after we ate, we started walking around. And then we walked around and we went to a place, and they had teapots. They run anywhere from $200 up to maybe $1,500 for a teapot. So we're looking at all these teapots. And the next thing I know, we go to the back room, and what happens? They start making a pot of tea. The people that own the place made the tea, and we sat around and we drank tea. And so I'm watching, because I know how to do this now. And I'm watching this guy they own the teapot place. They should know something. So I'm watching him, and you could see some of the stuff. But Charlie showed me the perfect way to do it. I don't think Charlie's a perfectionist, but I've been watching that to see if he's a perfectionist. I don't think that, but I've been watching the stuff that he knows. He really knows, or at least to this dumb old country boy. And so anyway, so I'm watching them, and then we ended up, he bought a teapot. And, so I'm thinking, why did he buy a teapot? And he said he collects teapots. So I thought, okay, he's part of a collection. But he stopped collecting a long time ago. He's got them, but what, kind of like me, I do the same thing. I'll collect something till I got what I think is reasonable, and then I stop, and I don't worry about it and move on. And then that's what he did. And then after the tea, and then later on I asked him, why did he buy the teapot? And he said he bought the teapot, he was testing the girl. And I said, the girl, which girl? I said, the ones that own the precious stones place. And he said he was testing her. And she did good. When he said he wanted this pot, she said, "Are you gonna give Charlie?" I didn't say Charlie, but you're gonna give him a discount. And they did. But they gave him a little bit of discount. And he says, now you can tell because it's a high class place. And if this guy was a manager, not the owner, as a manager he can only do so much. If it was the owner, he would have got it for half price. And and when he bought it, he bought one. It was $1,000 of their money, and which $150, whatever. And he used a credit card. And after that, he pulled out a wad of money, and he gave him $800 more. So then that's about $250. Yeah, about $250 for the teapot. And then I said, well, what was that? And he said, okay, he doesn't really need the teapot. He was testing the girl to see how she was, because he's going to be doing business with her. And so that's what he was doing. And it was funny because I do the same thing. I test people all the time. And it's not that I want to do business with them, but the people that pass the test, I want to do business with them, and that's what he does the same thing, but he does it. He waits till if it's somebody he wants to do business with, he tests them and then he makes judgment. And another thing that I learned from that, oh man, I can't believe the time. Okay, we're gonna have to do Charlie 3. Okay, this is Mike, NoStressMike.com.